mental image of looking on the Abilene mugshots page and seeing Misty's mugshot there for her aggravated assault.
I feel like I could have gotten out of it, though. Like, hey, it was my door. This is Hodgepack time.
Well, and I think that's what's funny is like, I don't care what you do. If your habit is just this, like whatever it is, whether it's going to work or your timing when you go to pick up breakfast, if something changes, it does like wig you out a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
and
I was wigging.
we don't see anybody, I mean, except mall walkers. I'll be honest with you. Come January, the show will be on the air for 7 years. And we've been here almost 2, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember Dan Orlowski interviewing him and he was on our 5-year anniversary show. So that's 2 years here. But even when we were downtown, there was never like same little security guy
yes.
sitting by the mailboxes, hanging out, wondering what he did all night.
Yeah.
Did you have any kind of close calls where you had to rob, take down anybody? Did you almost punch anybody in the face? But when it does tweak and change, I've never seen in the 2 years I've never gone through what I call the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle tunnels. I have never seen anybody on the way back here. I would have done the same.
And it sometimes it's dark in that tunnel, and sometimes you can see a little bit of light, but it is scary, and it was dark. And so in my defense, I felt the reaction was warranted.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is something that does scare you. Suddenly you turn a corner and someone's there, and it happens.
Yeah.
The only other close call we had was the naked mannequin at Victoria's Secret. That one got me one day.
That one was scary.
I walked around the corner, and that thing made me jump.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and she was there for a while.
Yeah, after the first time, I was like, "Oh, okay."
She's a nice lady.
At one point, you were scared, and the next point, you just said hi, even though she was right back.
We're like, "What's up?"
It's kind of like Josh's Band-Aid that didn't quite get covered. But yeah, so Misty got scared. We're back together. Hodge, Misty, and Josh back here. Big day, big weekend for Abilene area and folks in the Big Country. Texas Tech playing in the Big 12 championship tomorrow. We'll talk about that. Lane Kiffin. I've got some thoughts. I've got some issues. It's in the notes. Some of it probably doesn't make sense. But all that's happening. And, of course, the ACU Wildcats taking on Stephen F. Austin. They have that same thing. Again, I've said, and I'm not doing 6-7 for those that are watching, but Keith Patterson and Texas Tech are very similar in the fact that they're both playing somebody they've beaten this year and need to beat them to keep rolling. ACU's got to keep going to keep their season alive. And Tech, if they win, they're going to be able to get a bye and all those things happening there for college football. And, of course, the college football playoffs will be announced and set for the week after tomorrow's conference championship weekend. It's time for our Lawrence Hall Headline Report, Lawrence Hall Abilene online.com. That's where you can get all your stuff. Probably still have some Black Friday deals. Corey and his sales team will get you taken care of. I don't know where to start. It's an odd night. It's an odd moment because the Cowboys played last night. We normally have a lot of Cowboys talk through a whole segment, and there's a chance that this Lawrence Hall Headline Report may roll into the second segment. But the Cowboys lose last night 44-30. And I'll be honest with you, if you'd have told me that the Cowboys were going to score 30 points, I would have thought it would have been enough to win a ball game.
Very well could have been.
But unfortunately, they needed 45, and they did not get that.
It was a roller coaster, too. Mm-hmm. I know that Hodge loves settling for field goals, but did a lot of that, but then came back and got within 3 when it was like, all right, I'd given up, this isn't working. Then we got within 3, and then it was like instantly like, oh well, okay.
Well, and I'll be honest with you again. Our guest picker today is Moy Garcia from Potosi Live. I was there last night for a Homebuilder Association Christmas party, and Josh, he's the man, one of the bartenders there. He had of course, when it's on Prime, your availability to put it on multiple TVs a lot of those places, it's hard. So he had it on a couple TVs, and I was emceeing the event, was able to watch it from a distance as in between segments. And so I didn't get to be as in tune. I did go get my meal, and I sat up at the bar and watched it on the TV while I ate before I had to go back on stage. And it seemed like it's one of those nights where you feel like your team's off.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like. On the bit that I got to watch it intently, it seemed like the Cowboys were just a little Arizona Cardinal-like, but not as bad, but we're just kind of off.
Yeah, it did feel like that. It was like we take a step forward and then like 3 backwards. Obviously, secondary killing us, and CD getting injured. Man, he was having a game before that happened, and so that was unfortunate. I mean, Pickens had some catches, but nothing miraculous.
Well, he had the one that I saw coming out of the halftime. The drop that he had, it hit him in his hand. An interception.
Yes.
And it's one of those. And I've always said, if I make a nice play at shortstop and I throw it over to first, and it's a good throw, and you miss it as the first baseman, you get the error.
Yeah.
I think interceptions should go like that too. Like, it's not my fault that I hit you in the perfect place that we have run the slant route 100 times this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it bounces off and lands in some guy's lap, and they do the bingo drill or Otski, whatever you're going to say. And they had 3 turnovers, and that was one that was big. And I do agree. I think when you start settling for too many field goals, it puts you in a bind.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was pretty early on, but even Dak was frustrated. There was one where he even was like, what are we doing? Like, let us go for it. And so you could kind of see the frustration at that point. Like, no, we don't want another field goal. I can't remember. It might have been, what was it, like 4th and 2 or 3?
Yes,
or something like that. Pretty
early
on. Might have been in the first quarter. I can't remember. Maybe early to the second. But there was, I don't know. It just seemed like, yeah, they weren't clicking. It was just really off.
No, it was. But all in all, it was not. I mean, I know I've been very down on the Cowboys overall. They won 2 games in a row that I don't think really anybody picked them to win.
I mean, they beat the 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl.
And then it really was, and this is the letdown of that, and they ad nauseum talked about it on the broadcast, that if the Cowboys could have pulled out a win in that game, they really would be in the driver's seat to like actually make the playoffs. And not that it's over now, because they do have a softer schedule. I do think the Cowboys are good enough. I'm never going to pick them again, but they are win against the teams they have upcoming.
They've got it. The problem is they're in a very good NFC.
They've got no chance for the wild card. They have to pass the Eagles.
Right.
The Eagles are passable.
They've got 9% chance of making the playoffs now, based on the.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance Lloyd's hooking up with those Swanson, but you're exactly right. But the problem is when you look at the help you are going to have. I mean, the NFC West, everybody's going to make the playoffs, but the Cardinals. So there's 3 spots of the 4 taken.
Right, which I also said that wouldn't be a good division this year, so we don't replay that part of
the podcast. Yeah, and it's a loaded division.
It would take a Christmas miracle at this point for the Cowboys to.
You would have to have
get in.
The Eagles from 2 years ago, where they were like 10-1 or whatever they were, and then the last quarter of the season and got in the playoffs, and I don't remember what they did, but that's what's got to happen. Because I think the Cowboys are going to be favored the rest of the way.
Oh, yeah.
I think they'll be favored against the Vikings. They'll be favored against the Chargers, maybe. And then they got the Commanders and the Giants. Those are, and especially if Jalen Daniels doesn't play. And so, I wrote this down, and I said it last night, and nobody caught it, or nobody really understood what I was saying, which, it happens a lot, is Dallas. Who would you say, and I'm going to put the little assist on here, who would you say the Dallas Cowboys are compared to most in college football? They always say they're either the Dallas is the blank.
I would say UT.
UT.
Okay. I wasn't really sure if I was following the question.
That,
okay.
Because it's always like UT, it's our year. The Cowboys, it's our year. And I said this, and I even texted it in my notes to remind me to say it this morning.
Text to myself.
Made a calendar invite or
task.
But like right now, I think Texas, even though I think they're going to be out of it, I don't think there's any way they get in. Texas is one of those teams that I don't think most people would be a little nervous to play them. They're playing better football right now.
They are.
And I'm not saying they'd win the national championship, but they would put a little bit of a fear into somebody
competitive, absolutely,
in the playoff right now.
Yes.
And I think the Cowboys are the same. Even though they did not look great last night, I don't think anybody in the NFC would want to have to play them in a playoff game right now, because I think they are playing really good football. They just had a night last night.
Well, They had that Ferguson call, that pass interference. I think it was on Ferguson. Did you see that?
All right, so I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, that was huge, and that changed the night when we were kind of on a stretch coming back.
Brent was texting again. A text chain was going through, and you go back and read them. Something about a 5-yard penalty, 15-yard penalty. Was that the penalty he was talking about?
No, that was another one where that was a pass interference against the defense, that Ferguson had a illegal hands to the face call that negated the pass interference. It was Pickens.
Okay.
Pickens didn't catch the ball. He was interfered with on like the 1 yard line. So the Cowboys would have had it on the 1. There was the offsetting penalty with the Ferguson, who really just decided the Cowboys needed to lose last night. He was like, the Cowboys are going to lose. I will make sure it happens. Someone might need to check his bank account this morning.
Yeah, that
because
one
of
was
drops
terrible.
Or because of what?
That penalty
he
was
had the
terrible.
illegal hands to the face penalty. He fumbled. He pass interfered. He did not catch a ball in both of his hands. It was high. He jumped. I mean, he did not have a good game. I like him. I think he's a good player. He did not throw the game, but he single-handedly made sure the Cowboys could not win.
On those were 4, really crucial moments that really could have changed the game. And I was like, oh.
His fumble was on a 3rd and long. They threw it underneath. He caught it. He fumbled it, but it would have been field goal range had he not fumbled.
Lord knows we're going to kick it.
Yeah, well, and we should have, but anyway, that I feel bad for him actually, because it was a terrible, very bad, no good game.
Yeah. So they have 9%. We'll talk more NFL, some important games this week, and we become Charger fans because we need the Eagles to come back to.
We need the Chargers to beat the Eagles, but then we need to beat the Chargers, but then the Eagles have the ball, and 2 games against the Commanders and 1 against the Raiders. So
that's not good. But what is good is Lawrence Hall of Abilene online.com. You can get what you need, car, truck, or SUV. Give them a shout. That is our Lawrence Hall Headline Report. A lot of Cowboys. We'll talk more. We'll dive into it. We got a question from one of our big winners from the our Pick'em Challenge, which will again, Moy Garcia from Potosi Live with our big challenge or guest picker. And we will ask the question that MG Dean asked on our Facebook. And we'll get Josh and Misty's take right after this.
I had a terrible week on picks last week. That's terrible.
I got 7.
I don't think I even paid any attention to what was happening. I don't feel like I did anything.
You holidayed it.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even put y'all's in because I don't know y'all didn't send them. No problem.
Oh, maybe I just sent
I've got.
Lodge.
You did.
Okay, my bad.
You see that.
Yeah.
That mic is in the way. I've got
mine.
mine.
On you or Josh? I don't
No, I'm turning it back and forth, so we're good.
But I got 5 games correct. Kendon got 8, so he was our winner.
Who did?
Kendon.
Oh yeah. It's a good week.
Ruben.
Oh. I need to send him the deal. Where is it? I had mine in here.
Look what.
Molly has a basketball tournament today. It's going to be in Brownwood this afternoon. It's a little half day.
Oh, that's good. How's it going?
Yeah.
We have one this weekend. Well, the B
I
team
don't
does.
have y'all. I have 8th grade Monday.
Aw, we have one, or like the B team has one this
Yeah, in
weekend.
Stephenville.
Yeah. And then I think we have one, but I want to say it's AIC like in January. I don't know. It's
Our 18 is playing
in that one.
I believe.
Yeah.
It's in January.
But I saw that.
What's going on? They have demolished everybody.
Yeah. That's kind of how.
They
Other
were-
than Wall, we lost by 2, but everybody else, it's like
They were
bad.
this week, Monday night, they played Marshall, and they were up 40-0 at half.
Yeah.
They ended up winning 55-5.
Did they just start putting in like people that don't normally? What they?
Oh,
how did,
I mean,
how
like
did
they
do
were,
that?
they were, yeah.
Just
Everybody
switching in and out.
was playing.
Yeah.
Said, you know, like
no
don't
pressing.
steal the
Yeah.
ball.
Right. Yeah. That's good.
And
Because I can't stand the coaches that
Cohen
just.
passed it 3 times before you took a
Yes.
shot. You know, just like
I think
oh,
that's
like,
nice when the coach does that instead of just staying on their throats when it's junior high or really even in high school. It's like,
yeah.
okay, what's the point? So that's really good.
See, that's one thing, and I've seen a lot of high school games that people are getting throttled, whether it's football or basketball. And I'm always like, you know, if I was the coach, I mean, yeah, keep intensity, you know, like I mean, like some intensity, you know, but that's what I would make sure that like everybody was playing. And I've seen a lot of games where it's like the starters are still playing the majority of the game, and I'm just like, well, 2 things. One is I get everybody some experience and like try to, you know, like because you don't know when someone's going to get hurt and someone else is going to need
Yes,
it.
that's what I would say.
And then the second thing is, why risk an injury to a starter in a game that you are not going to lose?
Right. Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
But
yeah.
I do know that they get it, that some of it is stats driven.
For recruiting purposes?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
do you think some of it's that, depending on what school you're at?
And yeah, you know, you want to make sure your people have some stats so you get some all districts,
yeah.
and, you know, some all states, you know. Like,
yeah, that's true.
And that, I mean, that obviously is a benefit to the kid, but it's a benefit to the school too.
Right.
You know, I mean, to the program.
We played Craig last night. They're scrappy. We won, I think it was like 48-14 maybe, but Collins was like, I was scared.
Well, welcome back to the Hodge Pack. We're rocking and rolling here on the Hodge Pack on a Friday, December 8th. No, not December 8th, December 5th. Hope everybody's having a great one. Again, Moy Garcia will be our guest picker a little bit later. One of our guest pickers, again, we're talking the Cowboys. We're going to roll into college football and the Lane Kiffin situation. MG Dean says, what about a John Elway missile from 5 yards? Is it still on the receiver? I guess if it's throwing too hard.
I think you can throw too hard. I mean, like if you got to throw a catchable ball.
Yeah.
Like, and that can be. There's different levels of catchable. You know, like.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think if I throw a football from me to you or from me to even the Christmas tree as hard as I can, I mean, I see that, but
As hard as you can.
yeah.
Catchable.
Yeah. All right, so the drop's on you. I stand by my statement. But anyway, so yeah, Cowboys lose last night, 44-30. They now go to 9% chance of making the playoffs. They need a lot of help and maybe some games to be canceled by teams and seasons. But, you know, in talking about them, we'll get into the college football playoff a little bit later, specifically championship weekend. One of the things about the NFL is you can lose 5 games and still have a chance to get in the playoffs. if you lose 5 games in college football, unless you're in the ACC and get into the championship, you still don't have a chance. You still have a chance. You don't have a chance to advance and do all things. So anyway, let's dive into some college football. The talk of the week has been Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin signs and had to make the decision, was going to make it after the Egg Bowl. He did, but it was on a Sunday. Marty Smith was in Oxford for like 12 hours. I mean, like 48 hours waiting on a decision to be made. And then Lane Kiffin makes the decision to go to LSU to be the new head football coach for the Tigers. Was told by athletic director at Ole Miss that he was not going to get to coach the Ole Miss Rebels in the college football playoff.
And why would you?
Yeah, that was
Well,
right choice.
Yeah, I mean, you made that choice.
Yes.
But he was actually thought.
What an idiot for thinking
No, I
that
think
you would be able to do that.
That is like, that makes me have less respect for him, like, to think that that was even an acceptable thing.
Same.
You know,
Like, in what world?
Like, no, because we're not going to let you have any more to do with
Yeah,
this.
you don't want us, we don't want you.
And well, and that gets to the whole thing is, I mean, money talks, I get it, but I don't understand why you would leave a program that you've gotten to the point where you're in a college football playoff.
Yes.
You know, like, this is, that is the thing that is just like, what? You know, why wouldn't you just build on that success and next year do even better? You know, like,
And here's the deal. And the big talk, and I didn't put it in the rundown, I did put it on our socials for a question. Top 5 head coaching jobs in college, top 5 head coaching jobs in the NFL. The big talk right now is Mike Tomlin been Steelers too long? For the most part, he's not ever going to get fired. They're going to have to come into a room and say, hey, Mike, let's part ways if you want to go coach somewhere else. Lane Kiffin was in a position at Ole Miss to be that. I don't think he'd ever gotten fired unless it would have had to derail even worse than you almost hitting a guy in the tunnel. Bad. It would have had to gone really, really bad for him to get fired. When Brian Kelly left Notre Dame, who I would say is, when you go to the top 5 jobs in the country, Notre Dame may be one of those. He leaves to go to LSU. Nobody in the world thought they were going to get fired. Nobody does, because they signed him to a multi-year deal where the money's unbelievable. He's canned, even with a winning record at the time. Lane, you're in that situation. You are not now. Your fireproof is gone. You could be fired at LSU with the next one. And so him making that decision and thinking that it would be okay, and I agree with you, Josh. There was a period during this Ole Miss run that Lane Kiffin portrayed a likable coach because he had gone to a place, he's turned it around. They're one loss, and they're in the college football playoff with a chance to, win the whole thing. And then he makes this decision to go to LSU. And I'm like you, Misty. The fact that you thought it would be okay
says
to
a
stay.
lot about you.
Yes.
And your arrogance.
Well, I mean, it's the equivalent, and I've used this, and I'll church it up much better, Josh, than what I said in our text chain that was not the sermon title. It's like you're dating one sister, and she's cute. She's got a lot of things going for her. And then you go up and say, hey, sorry, we've had a great run, but I'm going to start dating your prettier sister who has a lot more things going for her. But we're still going to hang out. I'm going to be here for Christmas and Thanksgiving. But in January, I'm going to start dating her. Is that okay?
New me.
Is that okay? Nobody in their right mind, as sisters, are going to think, you know what? Hey, you go get it. You go win. You go hang out with the underwear sister. And it'll be great. But that's what he did. And you know that in his contract, if Ole Miss wins it all, LSU's going to pay his bonuses.
The bonuses, I saw that. Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, the money, yeah, the money really talks. And I'm, I've seen so many different, or listened to so many podcasts this week of different opinions, and people are like, of course the recruiting is better at LSU. He's thinking more long term. This is his dream job or whatever. And I was like, Lane is all about Lane. Like, and I don't know, I guess if some people are like, they're just so shocked he would do this. I'm not. Like, it didn't shock me at all.
His track record follows him.
Right. I'm just like, why, you guys, why are we shocked? Like, America, that he would do this and think he can have his cake and eat it too. I mean, this is who Lane is. Like, yeah, maybe we thought for a second there was a glimmer of hope, like, hey, this is kind of a cool dude. No, what you did was super icky. And, I hope that he falls flat on his face at LSU.
All right. So has he become the villain?
Yes.
And so in the rundown, I put Nico and Phil Mickelson. And ironically, the memes of, this happened with Chris Beard when he left Tech and went to Texas, of all the rage of him leaving. And ironically, the Beard is more, Chris Beard is the more similar, because Tech to Texas, and at the time, we're in the same conference. And that's what Lane Kiffin's doing. He's going from Ole Miss to LSU, same conference. And so,
let me rephrase it. I'm trying to think how to say this. Like, I get it. You're going to go, if any point in time somebody came to us and offered us an amount of money, if, we love our station. If ESPN called you and said, hey, I've got this gig, guess what? You're like, peace out, Misty and Josh. I'm running this gig.
But I think,
but the timing and how he went about it is my problem.
Yeah.
I'm with you that you want to go and do this, but the timing and how you thought you could have your cake and eat it too is my problem with Lane.
But my understanding is that they were going to match the money. Ole Miss was going to match the money. Now, I don't know if they were going to match the NIL, $25 million NIL bank account to go basically pay players. And I've compared it to the Live. His life-changing money was happening. And I think that you're right if they offer that. And it's different. If Chris Beard would have left and gone to North Carolina to take that basketball job, they'd have been upset. Red Raider fans would have been, because they were a game, they were 3 points away from winning the national championship in 19. But it would have been a lesser blow. But the punch that you're going to an in-conference rival, it's a big deal. And I think he's become a villain, except for the people around here. Everybody's probably rooting for Tech.
Right.
But if you don't have a dog in the fight, is Ole Miss the darling of the tournament that they want them to win? And it's a catch-22 because he's going to get the bonuses anyway. But do you want Ole Miss to win it to say, Lane?
Yeah.
Stick it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just pulled up his head coaching record. I'd forgotten that he was the head coach for the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things.
That didn't go well.
Nope.
He has a history of this kind of bull crud. I mean, obviously, he went to Tennessee. They had a decent season, but it was, he was there for just 1 year. Went to USC, and it was a disaster. There was off the field stuff. There was.
What game is what school or what team was he with when he got fired on the tarmac or whatever?
I think that was USC.
Yeah, I think that was USC.
So then he rebounded by going to be the offensive coordinator then for
Alabama,
for Saban, which I thought was the funniest combination of people. Like
maybe that was preparing Saban for future McAfee.
Well, probably so. It was career building move for Nick. I mean, he really needed to pad his resume a bit. Then went to Florida Atlantic and did well at Florida Atlantic, which led to the Ole Miss job. And he's done a really good job at Ole Miss. They started 5-5 his first year. They've won double-digit games 5 out of the 7 years that he was there. But he had built that program to be an in the talk program, now, and they should be able to continue to do so if losing him doesn't just set them completely back. But he's a controversial dude that makes people mad everywhere he goes and
He's
gets in
loving
trouble
this.
everywhere he goes.
He's
You know,
loving
like,
this right now.
Does that make it? Is it narcissist? Is that the right
Yes.
word?
Yes, 100%.
yeah, I'm not a psychologist or but if that's his behavior seems very narcissistic.
Well, and you know, and we may get into it. We can roll into the break and come back because we've got a lot. There's a lot to talk about this because I want to get back to the fact that I do think he's a villain. I think he's going to be the Patrick Reed of golf. I think he's going to be you fill it in because he does carry himself. He's got that pretty boy look. He's got that, hey, I'm going from place to place and I'm the, I don't know if it's I'm the life of the party, but you're not guaranteed. And that's the thing. And I've got a saying, everybody saw, one of the sayings is, grass is greener on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, grass may be greener on the other side, but a lot of times it may be harder to mow.
Yeah.
It may be green, but it may be harder to mow.
Yep.
And I think we're going to see that here is that now you've got this expectation because the expectation of LSU is they are championships.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say, we won one with Saban, we won one with Les Miles, and we won one with Ed Orgeron. And so if you're this good of a coach, we need to be winning them with you. And if you don't, because like what they're doing in Ole Miss is enough to have a statue built for you.
Yes.
But if you don't do that at LSU, I mean, Kalen DeBoer got the Washington Huskies into the playoff. Now he's coaching in Alabama, and they've got 2 losses. If they don't win the conference championship tomorrow, people are going to be upset with that because they're not going to be in the playoff. And now DeBoer's job status becomes now he pushes again. We'll go back to Lawrence Hall in that little Chevy. You get the old heat warmer, and it starts to heat.
And you did mention the Kiffin getting fired from USC. That was the tarmac, and I reread that story just real quick because I'd forgotten about that. But they had lost a game, flew back to Los Angeles, land at the airport. The athletic director is waiting for him at the airport at 3 a.m. Takes him aside, fires him. The baggage from the plane was loaded onto the bus to take people back to the campus. So his bags are on the bus. Athletic director gets on the bus. Kiffin has to go find a ride, and I guess then go pick up his luggage. Like
you just hope you had that little bitty little thing to remember my baggage claim receipt that you get confused. Was it my boarding pass or is it my baggage thing?
Well, I guess when he went to clean out his office, he could pick up his suitcase too.
If they delivered
a funny
it.
story.
It is. That's pretty. Like that's next level, and I'm here for it.
All right.
Yeah, the bus is going back to campus. You can get a ride.
Yes. You can Uber your way back.
And Uber wasn't around in Lane. You are hosed. Hey, when we come back, I want to talk more about this coaching situation and why I think, again, I'm going to give Misty and Josh thoughts. What are the top 5 college coaching jobs in the country, and did Lane go to one? We'll be back right after this. But wasn't he with the Raiders like for a brief moment as the head coach for the Raiders?
Yeah, that's what I just
He
said.
moved
I forgot about
around
that.
so much that he was only at places for it seemed like
That was
a
the
few
thing.
years.
He was like a assistant coach up and
bounced
comer.
around.
His dad was obviously a legendary coach, so
And he mentioned how when he was growing up, his dad, they moved 17 times when he was a kid or whatever.
So
But the same.
he made the jump to NFL head coach when he was 31 years old. So
He was Sean McVay before Sean McVay was McVay.
Which I remember everybody at the time, and now that I read through his
Bio
resume, and it was like, oh yeah, he coached for the Raiders. He went 4-12 his first year, and supposedly
at where?
At Oakland. And he was the darling of assistants, that were going to be head coaches, so 4-12. Al Davis supposedly didn't want to fire him after 1 year because I guess that would also look bad on him to hire a guy, have him be there 1 year, then can him. So he asked him to resign, and he refused. Started the next year and went like 2-3 or something like that in 5 games, and then they fired him. It's like,
The tarmac, man, that is just like
Is
such an epic
Chambliss-
story.
I need to look that up.
then he took the head coaching job after getting fired for the Raiders. Took the head job at Tennessee. Was there 1 year, had a decent year, especially for a first-year coach. Bounced.
He's got commitment issues.
Well,
Because that was a big thing at the time too. That
Majorly.
Tennessee had just been a national championship winner not that long before this. With Peyton Manning, and like. So that was less than 10 years before, I guess, that they.
Lynn Lawhon says Kiffin needed a bigger contract to take care of his kids, his ex-wife, and current girlfriend.
Well, and did y'all see that
Oh, because Chambliss is a senior.
the daughter was dating, somebody from LSU, and I don't know if this is true, but I saw reports that now the boyfriend wants to transfer out of LSU and not be coached by his girlfriend's daddy. Again, I don't know if that is legitimate, but I thought, oh, that is really funny. He doesn't want the boyfriend to tell his daughter that he's got girlfriends.
Going back to your ESPN, Corey James says if Sirius asks y'all to take y'all, are we going to Sirius?
That's my point. If ESPN called today and said, hey, bring the Hodgepodge. Sorry, Greg, we love you. We love our station.
But I think the difference is, and we love KLGD, but I think the difference is.
That's why I said the timing and how.
No, but the difference is like even though we want to be big, we're a group of 5 conference. We're Eric Morris at North Texas.
Yeah, well,
and ESPN would be the SEC calling us to go. The equivalent would be.
Greg or anybody's mad that we made that.
No,
the equivalent.
And I see what you're saying.
The equivalent would be if we were on ESPN and Fox or another big major conference or network calls you and says, hey, will you go?
Well, then,
and it would be the week of like Halloween when we would be here that had to be here. So you know what? We'll do that and we're going to go.
Right. That's saying it goes back to the timing, because if all of it's done and we're in off season, whatever, and then he goes to LSU, this is not a hot topic. As hot of a topic. That's my point.
I agree with that. I think the degree of heat is there.
I don't think he's really a villain. It's like, okay, you got a champion, you went into the playoffs, and now you went to LSU.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
There's nothing wrong with choosing to be at a smaller place like ACU, say KP.
Hey, we're coming back. I'm going to check the stream.
Hey, what's happening? I think it's good.
What's happening?
Right here. Oh, do it again. Cyst is on your ear. It looks like an earring. Okay. Sorry. It was like dangling. I was like, what's happening?
Something about Mary on my ear.
But that's all my point is. Yeah. Timing is everything.
Welcome back to the Hodgepodge. We're rocking and rolling again. College football. It's a great weekend. The ACU Wildcats are heading to Nacogdoches to play the Lumberjacks tomorrow to continue their season in the FCS playoff after a big win last week over Lamar. So congratulations to KP and them keeping them rolling. Misty, again, we're talking about the Lane Kiffin situation and the coaching situation all across college football. And we're going to move over and not, because I know Lane downloads, subscribes, rate, review to the Hodgepodge, and we'll go back and listen to all the stuff we talked about him. But there's other jobs that have been filled, and there's still one job that's not been filled. But your big take is that not so.
My big take is the timing of this. If I was just saying in the break, if this happened off season, like after season, this would not be as hot of a story as it is right now. It is the timing and the way that it all went down, and the fact that Ole Miss does have the opportunity for the playoff and all of that, and went to the same conference. So there's a lot surrounding this, but the heat lessens if season's over and then he decides to go to LSU is my point.
And I'm one of the biggest what if people. Like, what if Colt McCoy doesn't get hurt on that play? Do they win the national championship?
Absolutely.
Do you think if they win the national title or even win a playoff game or two,
and then he went,
I nobody likes when they get broken up with.
Of course. No, you're right. But I think if you were to win and then you're like, hey, I'm going to move on, it's like, well, that sucks. But all right, we got our championship.
I go agree with you on time. I think one of the biggest things they've got to change is the calendar.
That's the whole reason we're in this predicament.
And they're not a team that has this issue. We've seen it with players. The quarterback last year from Penn State, Bells, when they're about to start the playoff. You've got Eric Morris tonight at North Texas is playing for a chance to get into the college football playoff with North Texas. If they beat Tulane tonight, they're going to have a really good chance of getting into the playoff, being one of the top 12, and he's already made the decision to go to Oklahoma State. And North Texas has already hired Coach Brown that was at West Virginia. That situation, it makes sense. Eric, you're going to the Big 12. I still think he probably could have been somewhere else and had a better job. Oklahoma State's not going to be in the top 5. I would bet everything I've got that neither one of y'all are going to say one of the top 5 jobs in the country is Oklahoma State.
No.
But I also think more than timing, I do think where Lane is going is affecting the hatred and the frustration,
of course,
as much as the timing.
Well, there is a difference. There is a difference between obviously going from a smaller school, school size conference to one of the big boys, because there's big money differences.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like for one, not just a little money.
Which helps with your recruiting and all of that. Yeah.
And the money difference is not so much. Again, I go back. Yes, $90 million. It's not only the money that they're paying you, because they're paying a lot of these coaches. McGuire just got a big deal, and I'll talk about that more in a moment. It's how much money they're giving you to go buy players.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just the whole thing. I mean, you can recruit. Mm-hmm. You have facilities. You have a more passionate fan base. And no offense to North Texas, I don't know really anybody. I take that back. I know one person who's like a North Texas football fan.
Who is that?
Shame them now.
Exactly.
Shame them now.
Exactly.
No, I mean, I appreciate them being fans of the Mean Green.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Fly high, Eagles, or whatever they are.
You don't at smaller conference type schools. You have some fans. You know, like ACU has a lot of fans. You know, like they're lower level NCAA Division I. They're doing big things. They're getting better. You know, like their facilities are matching their level of
every year there's a Boise State,
but there's not like just a gigantic stadium full of passionate ACU fans. There's just not. But I've been to a few games in Stillwater, and obviously this year they weren't very good, but when Oklahoma State is playing good football, that stadium is rocking. The whole town is orange. Just the whole thing. I definitely would. If I was a coach, I would rather be coaching a team like that than a team that's like got crickets when you're.
I know, but he's moving up. And again, I could ask. I had friends that went and watched North Texas and Navy play a couple weeks ago. But the thing about the whole Lane Kiffin, and now we're starting to see, and I've got it in my notes, and that coach is staying and not having to leave because that there's different ways money now. You can. I don't know if it's alumni that are loaded. I don't know where it's coming from, but people are not going anywhere. The coach, Sataki, is not going to Penn State. He's staying at BYU because they signed him to a big deal. He's a BYU guy, all the things. Tell me when. And Corey, if you're still watching and listening, and he is, he's talking about Stillwater here. Just like when I said you wouldn't put Oklahoma State as one of the top 5 jobs in the country. Tell me the last time you thought somebody would pick BYU or the Big 12 period over Penn State. That silence tells me it never would have happened. Because now these people are finding ways to get money. Signetti, stay in Indiana. Lee at Vanderbilt. We find money, we're staying put. Not everybody's doing Lane Kiffin. Not everybody's going to jump to that next job. They're willing to take the large pay check and stay where they're at. And we've seen these big deals happen. Joey McGuire just signed his. No, do I think Joey would want to leave Tech? Are there jobs better in the country than Texas Tech?
Yeah. I mean,
but are they now? You're right. They are.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're talking about the top 5. Texas Tech is not on that list. I mean, so the question that you just asked, the answer is absolutely yes. I mean, depending on who you are, but absolutely, you know, Tech is not the cream of the crop when you look at the full slate of college, you know, teams, and that's coming from a Tech fan. And that goes back to the question you posed: is LSU in the top 5? And in your top 5, would LSU
my
be
top 5 jobs in the country? You know, and not in any order. I'm not saying who I'm about to say is the number 1 job in the country. I think if you're the top 5 in the jobs, you're one of 5 or whatever. So I would say the University of Texas.
Agree.
Number 1.
Are you in on this, Josh?
University of Texas?
Yeah. Top 5.
University of Texas, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and I would probably say, as bad as I hate to say it and leave them out, and LSU's probably one of them, I think USC is one of the top jobs in the country.
See, I don't disagree with your list on the principle of like the general consensus, but I have a kind of different way of looking at it.
Tell us.
Like we talked about Oklahoma State just a second ago, and you had like say you wouldn't pick that, but then I'm like, why wouldn't I? Like,
as one of the top 5 best jobs in the country.
Just think, hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. We already talked about how passionate the fan base is and the stuff that was there, you know, and then like, and take Oklahoma State out of it, but that level, a Power 4 now, you know, conference school that does have some resources. They do have some money. You know, you're not like unable, and I'd put Texas Tech into this same category. So you've got facilities that some billionaires have helped help the school put together. You've got a fan base in a city that is like,
we're still at Stillwater.
Are we in Tech? Are we in Tech land now?
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. That's what I'm saying. I do not care.
Equivalent Tech
you could be Ole Miss.
But I think.
But no, I'm saying like you're gonna make a lot of money. Like maybe not quite as much as some of those other places, but you're gonna make a lot of money. And as you said a while ago, and I think you proved the point, and that this might be more to my liking, you know, because I'm vain like that. But
Lane,
you said Lane Kiffin could stay at Ole Miss and have a statue. He could go 9-3, 10-2. You know, have a 7-6 every so often,
or 6 and 7.
No, I don't say it that way. And never be fired. Like, be very comfortable in living. Not, as you mentioned, be bouncing around, moving your family every few years because you like took another job. I mean, because you say Texas. And obviously Texas has had a couple of long-term coaches, but you don't have a leash there. It's a choke chain.
Right.
I mean, like,
all right, so
if it doesn't go well at all, you're canned.
All right. So
everyone hates you every single week that you don't win. People hate you if you win and you don't win by enough.
Or if you're not winning national championships, it doesn't matter. All right. So, but still, I want to go back to the question. What are your top 5? So Corey James has Texas, Bama, OU, LSU, and Ohio State.
I like that list. I'd go Texas, Bama, I think I'd throw Georgia in there for me. Ohio State, and I like Notre Dame. I think I'd put Notre Dame. I think
So we're
there's
about the
a
same
level
except
of
Georgia.
prestigious, just because then that's the other thing. It's like, well, that prestigious kind of, but I also see Josh's point in that he wants a statue. So I get that.
And we can work on that. It got me a double day, but well, I'm not doing that if we get you a statue.
If we make that bet.
That was like probably our most viral video. I need to go back and look at
Oh,
the stats.
100%.
It was amazing, and I think better than the Hermele rant that happened of old.
No, so like I said, I think there are different ways of looking at it. But if you talk about the true like blue bloods, top of the top, you know, like I don't see how you leave USC off of that list, even though the luster has kind of come off recently.
I'm not saying they're Nebraska. You know, Nebraska and Tom Osborne and Frazier and those guys were up for national championships, and they're going against.
I thought he'd say Clemson.
But it's not.
Just because you love Clemson.
I do love Clemson, but if Dabo leaves and went somewhere else, it's not up there. But what Dabo has done at Clemson is what Lane Kiffin was doing at Ole Miss if he wanted to stay there. Mm-hmm. I mean, Dabo, like him, whatever, he won 2 national championships recently. Lane had a chance to maybe do that at Ole Miss. And if you do that, and I go back to, ironically, the basketball coach that is at Ole Miss now. Beard was a stop away from winning a national championship there at Texas Tech. So Ole Miss isn't that great of a job, but it's a place that you can win it all. Justin Swerzer said that you can win a natty at any of the group of Power 4, but you've got to, in today's culture, if you've got enough money,
you've got to, it's all
you
about
can go do it.
Right.
And so, I don't know. I just think that college football is such a crazy situation. And I'll end it with this, and we're going to come back and kick off the hour number 2 with Misty's Bag. Is because, and again, I don't know if I joked. I didn't know if it was the engineering department that were smart enough and made all the money that are finally being able to be a part of athletics and they're pumping money back in, or you've got guys like that are ex-players like Cody Campbell that are pumping money back in. But now they're able to keep their coaches put. Slate, who's watching, says Tech's got a great culture now because of what Joey McGuire's doing. It's a combination of Joey and Cody Campbell.
Money.
And people are staying. And I go back to Sataki saying no to Penn State. And that job, which some might have thought would maybe even battle it being one of the top 5, is still open. Nobody has taken that job yet. And a lot of that is because I don't want to risk going there and being done. You're going to get paid. And the irony is, and we'll end with this, Lane Kiffin's about $13 million a year. Eric Morris, Oklahoma State, 3.8. $10 million difference between being the head coach at LSU and the head coach at Oklahoma State. When we come back, we'll open up Misty's Bag. She's been gone for 2 weeks. I should be nervous. We'll see what happens. We'll be back right after this.
Oh. Wow.
That was good. Lot of
now we
chatter.
know that you want a statue.
And Josh, you deserve a statue.
You do. I'll try to make you like a little one, and it can just sit here.
Okay.
He said, "Okay, thank you. That's all I want."
Yep.
I do see your point, though. I do, but I think some people chase that notoriety, like that big school, like I coached at UT, I coached at LSU, whatever.
Oh, well, no, I do think.
But you're more logical in your thinking of it.
No, he's very.
And the sustainability, but I think most people the shiny penny.
Okay, Oklahoma State, I think, is like
I'm getting you I'm getting you a Go Pokes shirt soon.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're like about to lead Baylor.
It just came up.
And you didn't mention Baylor.
I can't remember his name. The coach that they fired this year.
Gundy,
Mike Gundy.
Mullet. I'm 40. Yeah, I'm a man.
Mike Gundy. Obviously, the wheels came off. But like Mike Gundy coached there for an extremely long period of time. Like they had several very successful seasons. They missed going to a national championship game with a late season loss to Iowa State that was like a shocker. So they were one game away from going to a national championship. And it took an absolute beatdown of a season to get him fired. Right?
100%.
Like not a
And not only that, he was a on the field legend at Oklahoma
yes.
State.
Like so
Ish.
So it depends on what your like mindset is. Because I guarantee you that 10 years ago, when Oklahoma State was having sustained success, he could have gone to any of the big jobs that were out there.
Gundy?
Yeah,
I would say that. That's accurate.
I mean, like,
Sorry, I just got really distracted because I just realized there's 2 doors over there.
there.
Is that a door?
I think it's just
Like a window?
not a door.
Sorry, I was like,
Yeah, but
listen,
it is a door frame.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know that I have ever noticed that second one was there. Like that's not new, right?
No,
Okay.
it's almost like it could have been a French door, but
Well, and this one's a little taller, barely. It's off. I don't know. That just
and who knows? With like all of these, office buildings, mall buildings,
Uh-huh.
it's like they reconfigure them to do different
right,
things.
but it just like totally squirreled me off. I was like, I don't know that I've ever noticed that.
Yeah, because at one point this could have been a door to a small room, and then they like needed to make that bigger, so they
Yeah.
extended it this way.
Yeah, random. It just
Right.
yeah, totally.
Because that's one of those things I've always
Caught my
thought was very entertaining the way that those.
Yes, because it's
Office.
travel factory.
Yeah,
I need to get I really do
Because-
need to get a cutout made.
you'll have an office at some of those buildings that are like, oh, we like this office, but we really need it, and they'll just knock out a wall and
Yeah.
like,
I just have never noticed that
What's that?
there's 2 doors over there. Like ever.
but what's a fake door?
Right. It's like
But it's a door.
it's not functional. It's like a window.
The wall.
But I've just never mind.
This one would open this way,
Well,
and
run
that
down.
one opens that way. I don't know.
I don't know. Sorry. I was like squirreling off when y'all were talking, thinking about that door.
Well, I got really sidetracked when y'all were talking about the best jobs in college football, because I was just like,
He's like, go Pokes! He was dreaming of being a coach.
I'm going to get him one of those paddles
Oakland.
when they slaps us.
slapping the side of it. Like,
I really do need to get a
No,
cutout.
I
of
do
this
think
made to
there's,
put in that window.
there is something to be said. If you coach in those towns, I think it would be fun. And that's why I said
Yes.
Lubbock would be the same way, Ole Miss would be the same.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with the fact that they'd be great places to coach because you are going to be the man in that town.
Yeah,
And we know that's what you want for
That's what I
the
want.
statue. Uh-huh.
I would rather be the big fish in a small pond
Yeah. But
than a medium-sized fish. What?
Fish, I don't know. Welcome back to the Hodge Pack. We
I
are
got
kicking.
stuck.
That'd be your bull. But we are kicking off hour number 2 in a great way. Misty is back, and it is time to open up her bag.
I'm back, baby. Y'all should be scared.
I'm not.
It's been a couple of weeks. How's this gonna go down? But of course, got to give a shout out to Mulligan's. Got to say something funny that my husband was a part of yesterday at Mulligan's, and I hope that some of you were there and saw this go down. Little picture, but it is college football time, and the football playoffs that's going to be coming out soon. And so, we know that our good friend Kyle King is not a fan of any other team other than UT. So, of course, my husband, being the jokester that he is, decided it would be good to use a little AI, throw Kyle in a little, little Aggie uni there, and then texted a good buddy, Dustin, to get those printed, and they were in Mulligan's yesterday. There were two.
It got dark.
It went dark.
I want to see.
Yeah, let me show you. So there was one by the patio door, and then one by the back door going to through the pro shop on the range. They have since been ripped down as Kyle realized that they were there. But
he didn't gig them.
Yeah, no, there was no whoop or any of that going on at Mulligan's when he saw those posters. But all in fun. He was a good sport. So, all right.
That is funny.
Yes, it was really funny. Okay, so this question, I mean, I guess you could put anyone in this, but we've been thinking about Lane. So maybe you want to think about him as you're responding to this question. I don't know, or some other enemy.
What are we about to do to him?
So I'm going to give you some power today. Okay.
Well, he's already got a statue, so keep going.
Yes. Yeah. Now I'm really going to your head.
Really playing into it.
You have the power to inconvenience someone of your choice 3 times a day.
Inconvenience.
Every day you can inconvenience this person, whatever you want to do. Three different things, 1 time a day, basically. What are your 3 things that
inconvenience somebody
that you are going to do to inconvenience someone every single day?
So if you were going to inconvenience Josh, what would inconvenience him is if you put him in a room with 3,000 people in a room this size.
Yes.
That'd be very inconvenient.
He hates. He's not a big crowd
unless
guy.
they're wearing orange, apparently.
Well, if he was at
he was at
Stillwater,
a press conference in Oklahoma State or Stillwater.
If he was. So there are certain things that drive people crazy, and I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but I think for some, like the inconvenience would be, I guess, kind of like Bruce Almighty when everything he had powers, he was being God or whatever. But
or whatever.
I'm not sure what he was doing, but like if you had a inconvenience, so at lunch, your inconvenience could be that the line that person is waiting in, whether it's the crew or at the cashier, 1 of 2 things. 1, the line would be really long, or when the person got to the cashier, that person that was working it, like you've seen it in some movies where it's that person's going to be in a hurry.
Yeah, and it takes like 20 minutes.
And the person like, so what would you like to order?
Or the person ordering in front of you could be a good one. Like,
I think I don't know all the power would be.
Junior.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good power. A good inconvenience.
Inconveniencing somebody's lunch hour to where they were.
So you make them late.
Yeah.
Every day during the lunch hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I've shifted to. I'm much more entertained with the things that I would do.
See, mine are pretty gnarly, and I can't wait to tell y'all.
And then the other one.
And then it was like, do I want to do this to be mean, or do I just want to like pick on somebody because it's like, because I'm into Hodge, and that would be funny.
You're right. I think.
It's like, do I want to be mean?
So I don't know if I can think of 3, but I feel pretty confident that because most people
are impatient. That's a good one.
They are impatient.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get back to work. Like if I'm Lane Kiffin, if this is for Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, how are you going to inconvenience him?
I'm going to disrupt his cell service to where he can't recruit.
He never can get a signal.
You cannot ever get a signal, no matter if Billy Bob Thornton or that Wilson guy is walking in the same commercials, which I think is weird. Like they're the exact same commercials.
Wilson guy.
Yeah. Luke or Owen, whichever one, the brown-headed one, old school guy. I would make it where he could not get a call out to any connection to recruit.
That's a good one.
I don't know how I'd do that, but
you got one, Josh?
Apparently you have powers.
I do.
An inconvenience or who I want to inconvenience?
Both. Like, tell us all the dirt.
Well, I think there'd be a lot of just funny things that you could do that would be, just mild inconveniences, just mild, like make it to where when Misty walks to go to like get in her vehicle after this, like the key fob doesn't work.
Because I hate the cold.
She has to like get the little key out to open the door, and it's like, why does my key fob?
Oh, I've got a great one. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
And so see, that's That's not going to hurt anybody.
Well, you know what I'm
but
going
it's
to do to you?
inconvenient.
I'm going to make the toilet paper disappear
Ooh.
whenever you go to the bathroom in between segments.
Well,
Wow.
I don't usually
So,
need toilet paper.
well, but the times you do, those are the times that
But I
something
mean,
is
you know,
going
it has
on.
happened.
Yep.
It has happened.
The right move by Phil Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That
going
is
to
that is
disappear.
a huge inconvenience if you're in a hurry and you end up like not checking
Like
beforehand.
you
and then
grab
you're
it and you
oh,
just,
there's
it's like
no-
cotton candy.
There's no toilet
No,
paper.
the worst
Cotton
is hey,
candy. Yeah.
the worst.
You
And
need
again,
toilet paper.
ooh, not a flavor you want.
It just
Um,
dissolves in your
hey.
hand.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's a dude wipe that you don't want.
A
Anyway,
dude wipe.
but no, all right, I got two. The toilet paper is like the worst is like when it doesn't go out enough and it just like goes off square by one.
Yeah, yeah.
One
it
by
just
one.
rips.
Yeah,
You're
that-
like, what is
yeah,
going
yeah.
on?
And then
doesn't
you're
work.
like,
All right, so I got
Another
a great.
funny inconvenience that would bother me very badly. I don't know if it would bother anyone else, but if I could make your socks roll up under your toes funny.
Just rearrange in your
Like,
shoe.
When my sock gets rolled funny, I gotta
Yeah.
stop, take off my boot, like straighten it out.
Yes,
like,
that's a very
What
good
about
one.
a wet sock?
Oh, that was bad.
Make
That's
a
good.
soggy sock.
But all right, so when you brought up car, I think a great inconvenience because, and they sell them there, so I could say this, but is your keys being in your truck and changing the combo to those Fords
Oh yeah.
to where the
You
combo
couldn't get in.
you would punch your regular and it would go not right, and you would have to call somebody to get in and you couldn't get in your car because your key was in it because you thought your
That
little
is actually.
thought your little combo was so cool.
I've never used the combo.
That
on my
actually
Ford.
is a huge fear of mine because my pickup's getting a little old, and sometimes I hit the combo and it doesn't open right away, and I got to very, very deliberately hit the button, and so I've got this thought that like, and it's not stopping me, but I've got this thought that like, there's going to be a time very soon that this thing gives up,
It's not going to work.
and my key's going to be in it, and I'm just going to be like, well.
Yeah.
Along the lines of cars.
I thought about getting a spare key for that, but I haven't really planned ahead enough.
A spare combo.
Yeah.
The pay at the pump would never work again for
Right.
you.
Walk
And you
inside.
have to walk in. I would do that to.
I had that inconvenience recently. I pulled up to the place, which wouldn't take my car. And I was like, what is going on? So I went to another, pick up, start it back up, drive to another one. It didn't work. And I was just like, I did go inside to pay, but I had the serious thought of just like finding another gas station.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
those are inconvenient, and I've got a.
So it was you.
I put my powers are working.
Yeah. All right. So I'm curious. What are yours?
Well, the disappearing toilet paper, y'all, this came to me literally last night at like 11 o'clock. I
But
was
you
a
had
little,
no toilet paper.
I was
You
a
had to
little
yell,
salty.
Clay!
I was a little salty after the Cowboys lost, and I was thinking of things.
How can I ruin people's lives?
Yes, because like the Cowboys were in mine, and I thought the disappearing toilet paper would really put you into a
Yeah,
bad
that
way.
would be.
And then the gas, because
Especially
I
if you're
hate
in
that.
flip flops.
I
did
would,
have
I would
socks.
also use the power very specific. I would love to use this against Hodge. Is make sure that anytime he's watching a sporting event, that he has service glitches at key moments. Like it goes blank for a second. You get have you ever seen it? You're watching a game and it goes where everything looks almost like a weird cartoon. The colors change.
no.
It's like, and they move like.
No,
this.
well, I think what, and we got a couple minutes left, but I think what's annoying is when something tweaks and it looks like those old martial arts movies.
Yeah.
And their mouths are going, and it says like, hi.
Yeah. Yes.
Go get them.
The
And
voice
like,
is off of
yes,
talking,
it's like somebody put your hand in that puppet and make it go better.
That's a good
So
inconvenience.
I would like this to be the case because it would be good for me also because the Cowboys would win. But we got Brandon Aubrey lining up for a game-winning field goal. Let's make it a 67-yarder.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Right as he kicks the ball, Hodges TV glitches and he doesn't know what happens.
Well, and then hey, and then the text thread is going and you're like, did he make it? Did he not? I'm not looking. Maybe it's gonna come back. I don't know. Yeah. All right.
And then another one, I mean, I've just got several. The wet socks, I
Yeah.
think just automatically you're walking.
Suddenly
and then
your socks are squishy.
yeah, you're
That is
squishy.
gross.
Yeah.
That is
Right.
gross.
And then the last one I thought about is, and normally I
Oh,
don't
I've
do
got a
this.
good one. Oh gosh.
So normally I don't
I hate
do
that
this.
you came up with this question.
But if I go to the bathroom and there's not a liner, or even if there is, I try to use the liner. But sometimes, you know, you got to go and you just got to drop it like it's hot. Make the toilet seat wet.
Oh,
that's awful.
I know, but I'm just like, I mean,
That's
I'm going
very
for the
inconvenient.
jugular. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about Lane.
I think
So wet toilet seat.
Okay, here's one. I've got a minute left. Is every time Lane walks into a living room to recruit a kid, is, man, we would love to have your we'd love to have your son, and then like
accidental too.
like he would just accidentally blow dirt, and it would stink up their house, and the recruit would not want to go just simply because Lane.
Accidental toot is
that. Oh, that is
the,
bad.
The most inconvenient time to
The
have
walking ones where it's like, and you just can't.
Yeah,
stop
that would be him. He'd have the walking farts
Yeah.
going into
Yeah.
the recruit's house, and the recruit, and we jot walking farts down as part of the podcast
Have y'all ever
title.
had that happen?
Oh,
Yes.
It's terrible. You're like, what is happening?
I will tell you that one of the, and you know, you couldn't play it off. You just got to
Oh,
roll with
gosh,
it.
this
But one of the worst things that ever happened.
You're
to
just
me,
praying it doesn't turn into the other thing.
Well,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
no,
well, I like adjusted in a church pew,
Oh no.
and it, you know, it's the wooden kind of, you know, little, and
Skipped off like a rock.
You might as well have like played a trombone
Yeah.
off of the wooden
Yeah.
pew, and I was just like,
That is
Yep,
a
that
bad
happened.
one. Oh, that's a bad one.
And we can end on this one. We'll go.
you shouldn't try to fart in church, but
No.
sometimes it's fun.
Well, but
I'm glad that ours are not wooden.
If it doesn't make any noise, and then you just sit there and play it off.
Silent but
then this
deadly,
is a
that's
long time.
worse.
Obviously, I grew that a few years ago, but
last Sunday.
but when I was in
Oh,
high school, that
didn't
was
know
one of my favorite things to do.
Didn't know Lawn Baptist added a
Yeah,
brass
I
section.
just, so
Could have sworn
all of
Josh
you who
just
were
played.
wondering who it was back in 1999.
That'd be terrible when you're doing worship.
No, and we'll end with this one. My Uncle Billy put, inconvenience would be a pay toilet and not have any money to pay for it. Like you had to pay
Like
to get
you
in.
couldn't,
Yeah.
it wouldn't open into that. I would
have
be
seen
so
those. You gotta, like,
screwed.
put money in
Can
to-
I
to
Venmo-
open doors.
Sir,
Because I like him coming in hot a lot.
Sir, can I Venmo you this? I promise that I'm good. IOU's just as good as money.
I would have lots of accidents.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to keep talking college football. It's championship week, conference championships, Texas Tech, BYU, Alabama, Georgia, and really North Texas and Tulane. We'll be back right after this.
Now I have to go to the bathroom, and I'm hoping it's not wet. And there is.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. It's called Grandma Walking Parks. All right, college football. There's the man. What's up, dude?
Walking parts, huh?
Yeah, it's yeah, we've had it all.
Yeah, good. This was quite a bit. I think probably part was just cute.
I had that happen to me at Dairy
Because they wouldn't use it.
Yeah,
They're
I
just-
know.
They're just gonna, I mean.
Because it's one of those things, you shouldn't try to fart in church, but like I said, in high school, probably in college, I would think it was very funny to try to like just let a
Sneak
little
one out.
and then like everyone would be like. And one time, it was not silent.
I had that happen to me when I was coaching at Roby. The coaching staff and wives and all that. We went to the Dairy Queen in Rotan to eat because not a lot of places anyway.
All right.
And I was there and was laughing. You know, sometimes if you're laughing,
Oh, yeah.
one comes out. So we're sitting there, and I'm somebody says something funny, and I'm laughing, and it skipped off that wooden little. And needless to say, everybody else laughed, but Tracy did not think it was funny.
Yeah, the laugh tooth or the sneeze, you know, like.
That happened. Well, what's funny is that happened to me.
Told you what we're talking about.
I was watching.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
inconvenience.
They were happy. It was I was at the Abilene office last week and was talking and we started laughing and I had one of those and I thought Macy and Denise heard it because they kept laughing, like their laughter changed. And so I thought they heard it. And so I just kept playing on like, okay, maybe it's not that big of a deal. So then I go into the office at the ends and I come back in there and talk to Macy and said, hey, I'm sorry. She goes, about what?
Nothing.
I had no idea.
Never mind.
No,
Did you tell her?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I said, you didn't hear that?
You're talking about the wet socks, you know, like, and obviously this doesn't just happen all that often, but you know, like, say it's raining outside, the parking lot's got some water in it, and you step in that puddle, it's just like a little too
And it
deep,
goes a little
and
over your
then
shoe.
it's like kind of goes in your
It's
shoe.
just enough.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then you're not at a point that you can do anything about it, so you're just like,
Yeah.
It's just like,
And maybe I would also inconvenience somebody by like, obviously I wear heels a lot. Like I wouldn't want to like break their ankle, but just like a little heel pop, just like a little heel pop, you know, once a week.
Well, I think the other thing that can be comical.
And then they're like this, you know, like, oh.
I think it'd be more funny if they like would go in just enough and couldn't get out.
Well, that happens in like soggy ground. I have done that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sinking. Oh, that was funny.
Welcome back, and we pray and hope that you are not inconvenienced today by any of the powers that Misty has given us. And we hope your socks are dry and I was going to say that your farts are not wet. But
No juicy farts.
Again,
wow.
we're glad that you're here again.
What are we talking about? Sports and what?
Everything
Hey,
in between.
everything in between.
And then some. It is time for our Tyler Cagle Law Firm College Football Report. Big football weekend again. If you need a criminal defense, you need free consultations, you need that person, you need family law, Tyler Cagle, give them a call at 325-232-8075, and they will give you somebody in your corner to help you through that battle.
You said a lot of numbers there. Say it again.
325-232-8075.
Like you had an extra 2 or something. I don't know. 555.
Don't
He's doing the inconvenience. Oh my gosh, the powers are coming true.
Yeah, don't inconvenience anybody. All right, so the college football playoff are right around the corner, but it's championship weekend first. And tomorrow there's going to be a lot of people there. Evan's going. He said he found a ticket from somebody, and he's in the 400s, and he doesn't care because the Red Raiders are seeing Raider power coming to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
The money's being spent right. It's being played on the field. They've got a rematch tomorrow with BYU. And
Rematches are hard to win.
yeah, and my buddy Slate, who was watching earlier, he's a tech guy, works at another co-op, introduced me. There's called Locked Up or Locked or something. There's a network of all these different podcasts, and each Big 12 has a podcast of their own.
Yes.
And they got the two guys, which Chris Level, been on the show, for tech, and the guy from BYU, and they were talking about tomorrow's matchup. And Big 12 perspective, if BYU were to upset Texas Tech, and I think it is an upset, they're both getting in, which then eliminates who? But you mentioned it, Josh, on how hard it is to beat somebody the second time. Martin, the running back, still a little banged up, but is better.
I got a question though. You say that you say that with this like such authority that like if BYU beats Tech, they're both getting in. They will have to have help.
I don't think so. You think
no, Georgia has to beat Alabama because I'm sorry, I don't agree with it, but I don't think they put a 2-loss Tech in above a 2-loss Notre Dame, a 2-loss Alabama, a 2-loss Georgia, a 2 Oklahoma, like a 2-loss Vanderbilt.
I think they do. I think the one they eliminate is Notre
don't-
Dame. I think actually, as crazy as it sounds, and it's one of mine and Misty's top 5. We're still waiting on Josh's top 5 because he can't get out of Stillwater. But
You only need one.
there you go. Go
If you
Pokes.
go to Stillwater, you don't need another because you can stay there forever.
Remember, he's still waiting on that statue, and he knows he can only get it in Stillwater.
And the paddle. But I don't think you go from 4 to out.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, that.
No chance. No chance.
No, I think
They're gonna win tomorrow anyway. This is irrelevant, but no
I
chance.
do think it's. I mean, you've got this. I mean, this quarterback's name should be in Tech, even though or should be in Texas. I mean, Bo Bachmeier. I mean, it just sounds like a guy that works out on a farm somewhere. And I'm about to, tombstone type name, Bo Bachmeier. I don't know. I don't know why I changed voices there.
I loved it.
So tomorrow, Tech, I think it's really interesting that, and one of the things that he talked about on this podcast is this is the biggest stage these two programs have had. Sometimes the Big 12 game, it's not been this exciting. I mean, where you've got now Texas Tech, who I do believe has become a brand. I'm not saying it's a blue blood. It's not one of the top 5 jobs in the country.
Well, it should. We paid good money for that brand.
Yeah, but they become this brand. And then BYU, even though, I mean, I know we're in the Bible Belt here, BYU's got a pretty big fan base. And so there's going to be a lot of red and black there tomorrow, but there's going to be a lot of blue and white. And you look at this setup for Big 12 championship game, I think there's as much eyes on this conference championship, which I'm sure somebody's going to disagree with this, as the SEC championship.
I mean, I don't know if it would be higher, but I think it'd be closer than what it's been in the past.
And we're going to do our picks in a moment with us three and Moy. But you look at these games tomorrow, BYU and Tech, Georgia, Alabama, and Indiana, Ohio State. Those 3 games, I mean, I know we got to pick them a little bit later, but I think you can't ask for anything better. And we threw out Texas being out of this thing. They have no chance. If Duke wins, one of the Power 4 conferences will not be in the championship. They will know. And I think it's unbelievable the fact that we've got a chance. North Texas and James.
What's the rule on that? Like, if you win your conference, you're not automatically in?
No, it's the top 5, the 5 highest ranked
conference champions. Okay.
And that could be James Madison and North Texas.
Always assume that whoever wins the ACC would
you would think a Power 4 conference would have an automatic bid. But it's not the case. It's not like in basketball. If you win the Coastal Conference tournament, you're in the NCAA tournament, no matter if your record's 5-30.
Yeah. So if Duke won and North Texas won and James Madison won, the ACC
you could see both.
Yeah.
All right. And I throw this out. If you're Tech, and I need to get my phone out, or Misty can beat me to it. I posted on Facebook thoughts on being 5 or 4. Because last year, none of the bye teams won. And if Tech wins tomorrow, they're going to get a bye. And Moy gets this as like when games are happening, when the right team's playing at the Cowboys, the tailgate's a difference between Kansas City, Philadelphia, and Carolina or something.
Oh, for sure.
Tech was going to be sitting at 5 if that didn't happen this past weekend. They'd have been sitting at 5. And can you imagine a home playoff game in Lubbock?
Oh gosh, that would have been even crazier than when game day was there. I mean, no, that would have just been amazing. I mean, I still think it's going to be amazing that we're here as, of course, a Tech fan. But yeah, I mean, there's no comparison to that, to be home. And I mean, Tech really needs this win. They need this bye. And so obviously y'all already know who I'm pulling for, but our thoughts on the other hot topic of this week, and it's all surrounding Texas, because there's a lot of people out there that are like, strength of schedule, blah, 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 blah. So what are your thoughts on Texas? I've
got one word, and it's Florida. Don't lose to Florida.
Well, and
Yeah.
the loss of Florida does hurt them, but the 3 losses overall, we just talked about the chances, like the real possibility that you could have a 2-loss Georgia, that 2-loss Alabama, 2-loss Oklahoma, 2-loss Notre Dame. Like, I don't see room for a 3-loss Texas, but the amount of fire coming from that thought process, I've seen it on random like stories, heard it on radio shows talking about how Texas does have a chance because of their CF or CPI, or their football ranking index, or like, I don't know. CPI is a basketball, whatever the football equivalent one is, their number's really high. But that same argument can be given to all those other teams that I just mentioned that have 2 losses. And that is exactly why the argument behind Texas that people are putting out there is exactly why I do not think Tech can lose the game tomorrow and expect to still make the playoffs.
I want Tech to win tomorrow.
I want Tech to win tomorrow too.
But I want, because it could happen, and it's not a deviled egg, and it's not going to be something dumb. What do you want? Because what do you want to kind of softly wager? If Tech were to lose tomorrow, we don't want that. Go Tech, wreck them, all the things. I think they still get in. So if that were to happen tomorrow, because it could, I don't think it's going to, but it could. I say they get in. What do you? Lunch?
All right, yeah.
That's boring. Why
That
you
was
need to
very
eat
that
something
was
you don't
that was
like?
very boring.
Very.
All right, what do you want?
This-
You have to call the vet.
Okay,
Just like with the deviled egg.
You have to.
Oh, oyster. You have to eat an oyster.
No, because I don't want the. Oh, I don't know where we have. I mean, we can
I
get
was
them.
gonna say I know a place.
I know where we can get them, but we could get oysters brought up here. You have to eat a loogie.
Ugh.
Yes.
That's basically what
he
they
has
are.
to eat an oyster.
All right, yeah.
It's
Then
the
you have to
equivalent of
if they don't.
Oh yes.
All right.
This is great.
Hey, your inconvenient stuff ends.
I mean, I'm not taking a like lose bet. You know,
No.
like there's like
Oysters all around.
Do you like them?
No, I'm not involved in this. This is y'all's deal.
but
No, I'm not.
and I don't even think that that's what should happen. I'm not making that argument at all. I'm just saying, like,
You're saying the
bias towards those SECs, and as y'all mentioned, the talk around Texas is exactly why that Alabama, Oklahoma, Georgia, if all 3 of those schools have 2 losses, they are getting in. Like, there's no doubt.
So if you're saying Alabama beats Georgia,
If Alabama beats Georgia, that is the worst case scenario for a second Big 12 team to have any sort of.
I'll be honest. I think the only way there's 2 is if BYU wins.
But I mean, it doesn't. I don't care who it is. Like,
because then BYU is going to have 2 losses. That's not going to matter.
Well, BYU is going to have 2 losses. I know, but it's like no 2-loss Big 12 team is going to make it. The hype behind the SEC and their schedule, it's too much.
Tech will get in if they lose.
Well, I hope they don't lose, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and I'm not doing an oyster. That's just
All right, so we have no bet.
No, we have a bet.
No, he won't. He
All
only
right.
wants to bet if he wins.
Yeah.
all right.
The
Fine.
bet is.
That sounds like a bet my son would make with me.
Yeah. No. This is happening.
You bet me $10.
He tried to back out of the double
Are you
egg.
gonna give me $10? No.
No.
All right. We'll do the oyster. Tech, you
No.
better freaking win. Actually, you can lose because you're going to get in and Josh will eat the oyster. All right, when we come back, no loogies here, just picks. We'll be back right after this.
Oh, that's gonna be great. I really.
You shut your mouth.
Oh.
See, now you have to cheer for Tech to lose. If you
No,
lose.
I will not.
I'm gonna find the biggest oyster.
Well, I mean, all you got to do is hawk up a loogie and they're there.
I will say it makes me nervous with Tech being ranked. It does. I've said that from
We
the
got.
start. He's got to win tomorrow.
Yep, we've got to win
We're
tomorrow.
not. I mean, just Morton in play. We got some defense out.
Yep.
I think Tech is obviously very good, and I think that they would deserve to be in as a 2-loss team. But
Oh, I
There's
see
a
your
lot of
point.
hype around those other teams.
Yeah.
I see your point.
And I think if you get the committee in the room and they're like, the bias towards the Big Ten and the SEC is so much that I think you'd have outrage if a 2-loss
Is there any
SEC
way
team didn't
Texas
make it.
gets there?
And
No.
So
No.
y'all think Texas?
No,
Texas is out.
the way that it played out as far as like all the rest of the teams and how they've fallen, Texas doesn't have a chance. If some other teams would have lost, I think Texas would.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a UT fan, so I'm good with it. I'm like, so sorry about your bad
Because
luck.
there's a lot of hype behind Vanderbilt, and they're just out right
Yeah.
now. You know, like so.
Yeah.
this-
It's gonna be very interesting.
So I'll leave after first night for the next party tonight. Straight to Arlington.
Oh.
So I'll probably get to Arlington probably about 1-ish. Pop up early and then have to get ready for.
the tailgate.
My
Well, we're not
son's
doing
going that
tailgate,
day.
we're doing a lot of parking over there, I mean, sold out some street. Whole lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
Cowboy game, so. We wanted to, but it being an 11 o'clock game, we're gonna start tailgating at 8. They're gonna leave at 10 o'clock, and it's just like, there's a lot of risk in it.
Yeah.
And we're like, with all the hype that we're talking about, right?
Yes.
As much as it's.
Yeah.
But it is a good game. Why not give us a
Yes, I know.
So,
Yeah.
no, if it would have been a later time, we would have tried to.
Oh, that would have been so much fun. But yeah, the 11 o'clock kind of puts a
Yes.
little,
It put a big
little
old
damper. Yeah, my
I guess
son's
it wouldn't be a
going.
tailgate. It would be a not even a brunch. You'd have to do
That's
breakfast.
full blown breakfast, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, I guess you think about it. You know, Duke and Virginia play at the same time as Indiana, Ohio State. Those games are at the same time, and Big 12, SEC are in your normal 11 o'clock, 2:30 window. You know, and so it.
Do you have to go back to Brownwood on Saturday?
Yeah. My football watching is really.
Oh, so you're gonna be watching at the gym.
Yeah.
On your phone.
Kids can sure run a lot.
Yeah, they really do.
They really inconvenience us a lot. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Hodge is like, I've got
So-
I got the short end of the stick.
so I guess you know if you really it is an 11 o'clock game, but the Big 12's
Hodge, will you grab me one?
gonna get the shaft when it comes to
Please?
SEC and the Big Ten. You know,
Thank
like,
you.
I guess it's better than putting them where the ACC is and playing when there's another game going on. They didn't want to do that, you know, like.
I can't wait to see the full meltdown from all the Texas fans when they.
Oh, it's already been that
Because
way.
it's this
Well,
whole week, everybody has on my
I think
feed
the
has been
other-
making a case for them due to strength of schedule.
The other, and that's one of the things that Sark said
And
about
we just won't
complaining
go to the
about
conference
we
and
won't
never
play Ohio State.
Right,
Your Ohio State loss doesn't bother you.
yeah.
It's the Florida one.
And the barely beating Kentucky and
But-
Miss.
No, Mississippi State, but that wouldn't have mattered either. You lost to Florida.
If they had 2 losses.
They're
and beat Florida, they're not just in, they're probably like 6.
And Oklahoma's out.
Yeah, like, just.
But that is a huge talk this week.
Welcome back. We're still debating, and this is why they got 12. This is why they still don't have enough. This is why there's not just 64 teams in the NCAA March Madness. It's simply because talk about it, and we're going to talk about it. A lot of college football. We have some high school games on our pick'em sheet. We've got some folks playing. Cisco's still in the playoffs. They're playing Stinnett, West Texas High. Buddy of mine, Jeff Smith, is the head coach there. So they're playing each other tonight. You've got Gordon and Jayton still in the mix. And so a lot of games still happening, just trying to find a way to punch our ticket to Jerry World. And a guy that is our guest picker today sees a lot of Jerry World from inside of it, across the street from it, staying busy, joining us again, familiar face and friend of the show, and hopefully not being inconvenienced by any wet socks in his boots. But joining us is Moy Garcia. Moy, appreciate you taking time this morning.
Good morning. How's everybody?
We're good.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been enjoying the show over here on the
Oh, yeah.
sidelines and not.
Ironically, he's hanging out in the Potosi Live studio
Yeah.
and getting all the inconvenience of walking parts and everything in between. Real quick, talk about just is it still Bowling Tails? Or say that or that the place across the street?
It is not.
Okay, but the
Yeah.
place across the street where y'all do the VIP tailgating that we've been fortunate enough to be a part of and go. It's such a great. It's like anything else. Nobody really understands what all goes in for that fun to happen.
Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. But so it's no longer Bull and Tails. We've leased it out to the same person that caters all the food there.
Okay.
Eddie Dean. He's got this other side business. It's called Mary Sue's Hot Chicken and Buns or something like that. And anyways, he has taken a concept of that Nashville hot chicken, ran with it, chicken and pickle type deal, and it has just taken off like crazy. So it's working out great, but we still have the facility. We still have the grounds right across the street, still run all our tailgates, like, day-to-day business. So this last one we had, Thanksgiving Day, was just
How wild was that? Because they said Trey Wingo, again, I know it's probably name dropping, but show all those things. He has a podcast. He's like, there's probably going to be 50 million. Watch it. And the next episode, he goes, we were wrong. 57 million people were watching that. Very similar. I mean, I'm not saying there's going to be 57 million tomorrow watching the Tech game, but it was the game. So what was that like? Because I know the Eagles is a big one for y'all too. What was it like having Mahomes in the building across the street for that tailgate?
So surprisingly enough, the Eagles just travel well. I mean, just all together. They're always traveling well. They have a huge following. There wasn't a whole lot of Chiefs fans there. At the tailgate.
Did you see more Red Raider jerseys there supporting?
A lot of Mahomes.
Yeah.
A lot of Mahomes jerseys for sure. By far was the most that I'd seen. Obviously, Texas-based probably was the big factor in that. But huge tailgate. Probably ran a little over 1,700 plus for each one of those tailgates. So, man, it was a blast. It was fun. It's my sixth one to do. Missed Thanksgiving for the sixth time. Get there a little late. I do like deviled eggs though, so they saved me.
Thank you.
They saved me the deviled eggs, and I took a little 6-piece down, and
That's what blows my mind, that y'all eat them like sunflower seeds.
Literally, that's what happens with the walking cars.
yeah.
Oh, that's where they come from. Well, and again,
saved you from that, I guess.
yeah, they're named from the devil. So, but it is, and I can't emphasize enough, and I know we need to pick games because we'll get talking, but and all three of us can admit to this because we go there a bunch. What you and Donovan and Josh and Chris Randolph and Crystal do to create that experience, from whether it's at Potosi Live or at VIP at a tailgate, the work, I say it all the time, you are some of the most hardest working people I know. And Abilene, I said it last night from the stage at the HBA Christmas, we're fortunate to have that facility and that group here in Abilene.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And it sounds cliche, but we stay open, we stay alive because of the support that we get from the community. You can have the best facility, you can have the best team, but if you don't have people to come experience that for you and, invest in that and bring their family and their employees and stuff like that for their Christmas parties, we just shut down. I mean,
Well,
so we're very fortunate.
We're there like almost every Sunday, so to the point where we walk in, my
Sundays.
wild kids are probably like, "Oh, these guys." Yeah, but they still take care of us. And
Why is our table outside?
Josh walks in, they come in, it's like, all right, give them the table straight through, past the hour waiting,
But the other thing I'll say, then we'll pick games. We're fortunate in this show has that result of from Lidle Landing Cattle, Potosi Live, and Mulligan's. The way that y'all support each other from the restaurant side, it's not cutthroat. It is success to happen across, and how y'all support. I know you and Lindsay and Kyle are obviously buddies. Lindsay at Lidle and Kyle at Mulligan's. I think that's another cool thing about this community, how much y'all support each other in that.
It's important. I mean, we're all in the same business, but we can all, support each other, help each other grow. I think I talk to Kyle at least once a week. And it's always bouncing ideas off each other. Hey, when are you going to book a show? Are you going to book a show? I want to make sure that I'm not booking a show the same day,
right?
So that we're not just oversaturating the market for that weekend, whatever it looks like. So it's huge. It's important that we all get along and we support each other.
Would you say that is typical in other cities, or are we rare in that y'all would actually collaborate and have those conversations?
I think it's very rare. I think a lot of other towns and other cities, I've gone around for Chili's, Red Robin. I used to go around and help other restaurants, facilities, stuff like that, get their brand standards together. And you'll see that they're almost like on an island. And here it's like you have the support and pull from every industry. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it's huge. And one of the things that's huge, games. And so jumping into high school, again, Cisco is still in the playoffs locally, but Wall and Idalou, rematch. They played earlier in the year. They flipped for home and home or close proximity for the playoff game. Wall's getting to play at San Angelo.
You know the story on their home and home flip?
No.
It was odds or evens for the final score of the Cowboys.
6 or 7. Oh, 6 or 7.
Yeah. So we had a vested interest in watching the Cowboys game to see what the final score would be.
Which that was the Thanksgiving game, right?
Yes,
not last night,
Thanksgiving
obviously.
game.
They didn't decide. Oh, okay, we're gonna
Tomorrow.
do it.
Yeah.
We're booking that tomorrow. Yeah. So
interesting sidebar.
Yeah.
Some of those funny things with how game
It's-
locations are determined.
the other things have been you would have to name out a town, and you would open the coaches directory or the THS, the coaches directory, and it would be odd or even, and it would be the zip code. The last number of the zip code would be done too. So I've got Wall. Does anybody have Idalou for time purposes?
I've got Wall.
All right, everybody's got Wall. Canyon West, West Plains, not a very old school, kind of the new school up there in Canyon. But I think Stephenville's too loaded, and they've been averaging like 40 points a game. Playing in Lubbock tonight. I've got Stephenville. Josh, who you got?
Same.
All right, everybody's got Steveville. James Madison, Troy. James Madison's coach left. James Madison's hired Billy Napier, who is at Florida. I would like to see Troy win to make it kind of get crazy, but I don't think there's any chance. I've got James Madison.
Same.
Everybody got James
Yep.
Madison. All right, North Texas and Tulane. This may be where I disagree for the first time. I like Eric Morris. I want him to succeed. I got a feeling his quarterback's going to go with him and Josh to Oklahoma State. I've got North Texas, and I think that's more of a one. That game's tonight. I've got North Texas, and as Evan calls him, he was called the Elf at Tech. I've got Eric Morris and the Mean Green winning tonight. Josh?
I do too, but this is the first game that of the three was very easy on my picks, and this one I did just kind of homer it.
I'm gonna go opposite. It's Tulane.
All right, you got Tulane. Boy, who you got?
I've got North Texas.
There you go, Misty, with a chance to have a different than us. Does anybody got BYU?
You better not.
I do not have BYU.
No, and all right. So since it's kind of like we do with the Cowboys, except Josh doesn't pick the Cowboys anymore. When we pick the Cowboys, we try to figure out why do you think Tech wins tomorrow?
I'm willing it to them.
There you go.
I already told you what nervous
Yeah,
about it, but
I'm putting
willing
the
it to 'em.
power.
I am putting the power of the disgusting
Well,
oyster in their hands.
I
The
do.
defense.
They are a better team. I mean, they got a better defense. There are some questions as far as injuries and things like that. BYU is not a bad team, So the fear is, and Wall and Idler are in the same boat. They've already played once. It's hard to beat a team a second time. It's just hard.
Well, and I go back to this. Tomorrow is a great opportunity for Texas Tech to get a smidge. I'm not saying they're identical twins. It's more like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, twins, in that they get the opportunity to be the game, to be what it's like to have the CFP that's coming, win or lose, by the way, the CFP that's coming in a couple weeks, to be able to say, you know what, we are ready for this.
Yeah.
We're not just ready for the Big 12. We are ready to make a run, because I think there are some people, because of Jacob Rodriguez, because of Dickie, because of who they are, people think Tech can play off, and tomorrow's their first chance to do that. We all have Tech. Georgia, Alabama. Alabama's got to win to get in. If they lose, they're going home, which, again, we've talked about Texas. I want to know, if Alabama loses, what's it going to look like for the bowls? That'll be talked about next week. Georgia, Alabama, SEC. Laura Rutledge will be on the call along with Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. Josh, who you got?
I got Alabama.
Whoa, best lost team in the country, now the best two-loss team in the country. He said it all year long. He's a Caleb DeBoer fan. It's a battle between them. Oh, yeah, it's between them and the Pokes. Pokes and Roll Tide. There you go.
Yep.
Misty, who you got?
I'm taking Bama in this one.
All right,
Yep.
Roll Tide. Moy, who you got?
I got friends on both sides of the wall here, so I left it blank, but I guess I'll go Georgia just to kind of go against the grain.
I'm going Georgia too. I think, not just to sound cheesy, I think he's a really smart coach. I think he's one of the best coaches in Kirby Smart, and I think Gunnar Stockton, Georgia, is going to be enough, and Georgia wins. Indiana, Ohio State. Ohio State finally beat Michigan last week. Last week was fun. It was like snowy everywhere. But I've got the Hoosiers. I'm picking the basketball country. Not hook 'em, but
What?
again, that's your bull. I'm going the Hoosiers. I'm not a big Ohio State fan. I'm not a big Ryan Day fan. I don't know why. I don't have any reason, but I don't want Ohio State to win it. And I think Singletti's just kind of – he has a swag I enjoy as opposed to the one that Kiffin goes with. I've got Indiana. Josh?
I've got Ohio State, but I would rather them lose. The Indiana kind of like not blue blood, but playing up there, doing it in a tough conference.
And I think they're trying to prove themselves. Last year, they were the team that you're overrated. You hadn't played anybody.
And then they looked overrated.
And then they looked overrated and didn't play well. They're kind of like Tech, but different in having to prove themselves. So you've got Ohio State. Misty, who do you have?
They don't prove themselves tomorrow. It's Ohio State.
I got Indiana.
I did too. I got Indiana, and Indiana's favored, which is crazy.
I don't have a good record on this show either, so I should have picked Ohio State. But
Yeah,
I'm going Indiana.
Moy apologizes like I do when I pick your team. All right, Duke and Virginia. I kind of want Duke to win because that's where some chaos happens. And I think there's still some chaos even if Virginia wins because they're going to have 2 losses. They're going to be a Power 4 conference champion, but where do you put them? And so Virginia, I've got Virginia circled. I don't know why because we can't win the Hodgepack from Lotto if we get it right and win it like Kendon Grumman did. I've got Virginia, but I really want to circle Duke.
So you got to make a choice.
I've circled Virginia.
Okay. All right. I was like, oh, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I got Virginia.
Yeah, I'm going to go Virginia as well.
I got Duke.
Yes, there you go. Go Duke. I hope Moy's right, and I hope I'm wrong. All right. The Bears and the Packers, one of the longest rivalries in football, college, NFL, high school, you name it. The Bears, Packers. Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. It does matter when you're at the right place, whether it's the right team. We've seen with George Pickens, not less than last night, but you get the right quarterback with the right coach in the right situation, you can be successful. They're the number 1 seed. If it ended today, the Bears are the number 1 seed in the NFC.
And that is shocking.
The Packers are still trying to find, are they going to love enough and win? Misty, who you got?
I've got the Bears. Y'all know I am not a Packers fan, so that shouldn't shock y'all.
I've got the Bears too. Josh, who you got?
Got the Packers.
Yes.
So I don't know.
I'm trying to keep our 8% chance of wild card until I got the Packers.
There you go.
I like
All right,
it.
there you go.
Beat the Bears.
Yeah,
I like it.
Moy's trying to figure out a way, maybe get one more Cowboys tailgate in there somehow. I think, hey, and I don't blame you. Hey, if they can make the playoffs, and that's why I think, unfortunately, they play terrible early. The reason they're not in is just like Texas. It's not that you're not playing well enough and you wouldn't be a threat in the playoffs. You just did not do enough early on to get in because I think they would be dangerous. I would not want to go against our offense right now. And I know they only put 30, which you think would win most ball games. I wouldn't want to play them, but the reason they're not is because they've lost too many early ones, and we can't even pick them because they already lost. All right, I've got the Bears. Misty's got the Bears. Josh has Packers. Moy has the Packers. Another big game is Sunday night, the Chiefs and the Texans. We've said it. We are close to not having Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes not in the playoffs. They're playing at home. I think they've got to win. And I heard Harry Douglas say yesterday, I'm not giving up on the Chiefs until they have the E next to them on the website that says they are eliminated. I feel the same way. It's almost like they've got to win, right? They can't lose again. I mean, they lost to the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are kind of good. Surely they're not going to lose again, and they're not going to lose at home. I mean,
did you see what the Cowboys did last night?
Well, there's
Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff lit him up. Patrick Mahomes didn't. Like, Yeah.
Our secondary is trash.
Yeah, they are. And he has been high on the Chiefs. Like every week, I feel like we talk about this. Well, you got to be or prove me wrong if you're man,
You gotta
whatever the
beat
man.
the man to beat the
Yeah,
man.
Yes.
the man situation every week. And here we still
That's
are
another-
talking about the Chiefs not being super relevant this season because they're not the same Chiefs.
They are not. And ironically, the Super Bowl hangover is normally because you won it. And you've not, and I know they went back to back, but normally it's because you've won it and you had a longer season, you celebrated, you didn't get to go to Cancun till much later than everybody else in the league, and now you're coming down off that high. Their Super Bowl hangover is from like being knocked out by Mike Tyson. Like they've still not been woken up.
They did not even compete in the Super Bowl. It was like, it was shocking. And it just started this year kind of like the Super Bowl went.
Right.
Yeah,
And so who do you have?
I got the Texans.
Misty, who do you have?
So ironically, I am going to pick the Chiefs because of this logic. Surely they can't lose
Right.
again,
No,
right?
I mean, he's still the man to beat the man and all the things.
Oh,
and
there's the man.
do you ever wonder right now, we got those people walking, if they're walking parking every once in a while in the mall. Anyway,
100%.
100% it happens, yeah.
I think they have some health protection.
Yeah. Oh, and then they can blame it on the kid.
Yeah, you got a kid.
I have done that.
Oh,
You definitely-
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Check that diaper. I don't know.
Every parent has done that.
Oh, yeah, blame the kid. Anyway, so you've got the Chiefs, you've got the Texans. Moy, who do you have?
I've got the Chiefs.
I've got the Chiefs as well because
Shocker.
At home, Mahomes
Everybody
just
knew.
lost to Dallas.
well, and I'm pretty sure they're going to win the Super Bowl, right? I mean, there's no way the Chiefs can.
That's our scenario.
Yes, yeah. And so if they do lose, and that's what's crazy, and you look at the different percentages and all those things. If they lose, they still have a 12% chance. But in the NFC, we lost last night and it goes down to 9. And so it's just crazy how all of that just.
We need a lot of things to happen.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying we need another pandemic, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's
pretty close to.
but it is pretty bad on what we have left to do in the tank. That
And the
is
schedule that we have left is pretty fair. We just have a few things that need to happen in our favor.
well, and that's the thing, and I know we're. Did she just go?
I'm reaching for that 8%.
Well, but and I think the deal about the Cowboys in general was, and we talked about this, is their gauntlet of a schedule, which, and again, there's a lot more tragedy outside of the loss of the Arizona game. But if they could have won that one, it also changed too. But even after that, it was the Raiders and then the gauntlet of the schedule that when you first looked at it, it was the Eagles, followed by the Chiefs, followed by the Lions.
Which on the hindsight thing, when you say that, it's like you look at that run of a schedule, you're 2-1 after that 3-week run. You're like, yeah, that's good.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but to have hope for the playoffs, it needed to be 3-0.
Right.
Yeah,
And now you look at the Vikings game, it doesn't look as difficult now because JJ McCarthy's not the guy. They're quarterbackless. And then the Chargers were coming to Dallas, and Dallas has played really well at home. And so it did. I mean, everything was set in front of you to take if you were the Cowboys. And now you need Lloyd Christmas 9% chance to get in to make the playoffs. And it's probably and again, to be the, I mean, we're not the man to beat the man. We've already beat our man enough times. But hey, Moy, appreciate you taking time this morning. I know y'all
Thanks for
got a
having
busy week as always. Hey, we appreciate you, the listeners, always tuning in here on 106.9 The Country Giant. Don't forget, you can listen KLGD1069.com. You can listen to us anywhere in the world that you can, unless you are at Lane Kiffin's house and we inconvenience your service. Because it's all been about convenience for you. Hope you have a good one. Hope your team wins this weekend, whether it's the high school or Texas Tech tomorrow. And ACU as well. Find a way to get another big W. Good luck to Coach KP. I don't believe in luck. Go win it. Go get it, Coach KP and the Wildcats. We'll be back next week with more Hodgeback, sports life, and everything in between.
Okay, let's get a pick. Do we want the Christmas tree